Real quick, just wanted to let everyone know I will be going live on Twitch at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. So that's the day this video is getting uploaded, the 17th, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to just watch some film, maybe take some suggestions on which film to watch. My current plan is to sort of do a deep dive on the Bills and Cardinals game and maybe also the Seahawks-Rams game. It's still up in the air, might change that. But yeah, if that's something you're interested in, love to see you there. And if not, I hope you guys enjoy this video. How about Ben Roethlisberger? He's kind of put himself in the MVP consideration. He really has. It's kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, he's playing really good football right now. Obviously the Steelers are playing great football right now. And so I wanted to just make a video talking about what their offense did and how they were able to have so much success against Cincinnati. This first play is kind of a great example of sometimes it's better to be simple and keep things pretty, not very complex as opposed to trying to do too much. So Cincinnati, they are going to be in a very, really well-disguised play right here. It's hard to tell what it's going to actually be before the ball is snapped. It could be a cover 2 zone. It could be, it's probably not going to be man coverage as you see, but it could be cover 2. It also could be a blitz. It's hard to know exactly if there is a blitz, where the blitz would come from. So Cincinnati is making a conscious effort to make sure that they sort of disguise here. But the problem with this play is simply that look at what Pittsburgh can do. They're just going to do that. They have 2 receivers block the 2 Cincinnati players in that area. And then you just hit the other receiver, and you just have a matchup situation that works, where you have 3 players, they only have 2, that's going to work out. It doesn't matter what coverage this is, so this is just easy for Pittsburgh. They're able to make this work quickly. Cincinnati, they were trying to fool Pittsburgh, and instead Pittsburgh gets a first down out of it just because it was just an easy situation. It's a numbers advantage. This next play was the first real big play of the game for Pittsburgh. They actually kind of got off to a bit of a slow start, but they were able to really jumpstart the offense with this play. It's going to be a cover 3 zone that Cincinnati is in, and for the Steelers, they have a receiver running a deep route. These are good against cover 3. It can work out. And so Roethlisberger is going to look in that direction. Big Ben takes the snap. He looks in that direction, and there's not really a clear way to tell if this is going to get open or not, but Roethlisberger, he's always kind of had the mindset of he's willing to throw the ball down the field on a 50-50 ball because A, he's seemingly always had good receivers, so it makes sense to give them opportunities, and B, even if worst case scenario gets intercepted, it's getting intercepted way down the field and it's essentially a punt, which isn't ideal, especially if it's not third down, but it's not terrible either. Deontay Johnson, who is the receiver in that area, is going to get open, and it's just a perfect throw as well, and they're able to get this big completion, and that kind of jump-started the offense, and I do feel like Ben Roethlisberger has done a great job this season of picking his spots, not forcing the ball down the field, just waiting for an opportunity to present itself, and when the opportunity does present itself, he takes it. I thought this play was interesting. It's again going to be zone coverage that Cincinnati is in. It's, a red zone situation for Pittsburgh. They have a route concept that can work out pretty decently well. You have a receiver sort of just run a quick flat route. That's the receiver closest to Roethlisberger. He is going to run a route just towards the sideline. This is going to force the Cincinnati player who is in that area to go further towards the sideline. So this way they can now have their plus receiver. He's the one who's going to try and get into this gap in coverage. And so this will just make that gap in coverage a little bit bigger, which is good for Pittsburgh. And once again, Deontay Johnson is going to be Ben Roethlisberger's primary target. Once this play starts, I like how Deontay Johnson is really making sure he sells that he could be running any route. He's not making this obvious. So for the Cincinnati player in that area, well, if he figured out what was going on immediately, he could crash in and maybe even jump the route. But because of this well-ran route by Johnson, he has no idea what's going on. It could be a route in any direction, so that's a problem. The other flip side, though, is Roethlisberger has already thrown this football because he wanted to get the ball out the second Johnson cuts. But the problem is that Johnson is really making sure he sells this route. So because of this, it's really a very quick situation, and the ball is going to be essentially in Johnson's hands as soon as he turns around. However, Johnson is able to realize it, make the grab, and it was a great throw from Roethlisberger. So kind of good work by both of them there. Deontay Johnson, a really underrated player, I think. He's a really good route runner and just a good wide receiver in general. So it definitely helps Roethlisberger to have a guy like that. But also, Roethlisberger, he threw it at the right time where it was going to be the most open, and he trusts Johnson, and he knows Johnson is capable of making those kind of reaction catches. So he said, hey, I'll throw it there anyways because I trust my receiver, and for a good reason. I love this play. So this is a great example of Roethlisberger using his veteran experience to his advantage, where it's going to be a zone coverage play for Cincinnati. It's a cover 3 zone. And for Pittsburgh, they have a couple of receivers who are going to run routes that are going to get into those gaps in coverage. It's essentially the same route on the same side, on different sides of the field, and there's only one safety in the area, so the expectation is maybe a safety will cover up one of the guys. You can throw it to the other one and pick up a big gain. And once the ball is snapped, Roethlisberger's going to look to his left, so to the bottom of the screen, even though the player to his right is far more open. But because Roethlisberger is looking to his left, you see that the black circle, that's the safety, he's cutting down in that direction, which means that the player Roethlisberger actually wants to hit is now far more open. This is just Roethlisberger using his eyes and baiting the safety into making a mistake because Roethlisberger, he knows how to play. He's been in the league for a while. He's then able to make a throw to a wide open Juju Smith-Schuster, and they're able to pick up a big gain. That's just a great, it's a good play design and really well executed by the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and the entire offense. But, Roethlisberger in particular, I thought, went above and beyond what he's asked to do on that play. One more play. This one was a very fascinating one, I thought. It's an interesting concept that Cincinnati is going to be running here, where it's almost like a cover 0, where they're going to have a 6-man rush just straight up, which means you only have 5 players in coverage. But instead of what you typically do on a cover 0, where you have just your 5 players in coverage, just all cover one eligible receiver, on this one, they're just playing zone coverage towards the end zone. So this is a way to try to get Roethlisberger to have to throw the ball quickly, and then their goal is simply to, just be able to make a quick play. Roethlisberger does have a route that could work in this situation. Most of his other routes probably wouldn't work in this type of coverage. It's a really creative play call, and I don't hate the play call at all. I just think that Roethlisberger's kind of too smart to run these types of plays against him. There's immediate pressure, but Roethlisberger steps up in the pocket and is able to make a throw for a touchdown. I mean, that's just incredible. And that's really the situation is you can't, if you're going to run this type of play for Cincinnati, you have to get the pressure much quicker. You have to get him down, force him to throw the ball immediately. And since that didn't happen, Pittsburgh was able to get a receiver open, and they were able to get the touchdown. And it's a lot because Roethlisberger knows in these situations, don't panic. Just figure out a way to give yourself as much time as possible and then make a throw and see what happens if someone gets open, which someone did. So, yeah, I mean, Roethlisberger, he's playing really good football right now. It's an interesting Ben Roethlisberger. It's not the Roethlisberger I think a lot of us are used to seeing, but it's fun to watch. He's currently sitting at 22 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, and he has a passer rating of 103.0, which, if it holds, would be the 3rd best passer rating of his career, just behind 2014 when he was 0.3 better, and then 2007 when he was only 1.1 points better. So he's right around his career best, which is crazy to think that he can do this at 38. But, sometimes this is when these quarterbacks can really thrive. When Roethlisberger, who's always been just a huge physical athlete, and has always been a relatively smart player, but he has been known to turn the ball over too much. But now that he's sort of just gotten older, he's playing a lot smarter football, and he's not turning the ball over as much because his football IQ is as high as it's ever been, and he can still physically play. So it's definitely a scary thing for the rest of the guys in the NFC if Roethlisberger continues to play this well. In his past 4 seasons that he really got playing time, he threw 16 picks, 14 picks, 13 picks, and 16 picks again. Now he's only got 4 through 9 games. So, yeah, he's playing really good football. Very fun to watch. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.